Chicago Sky moved both of their home games against the Indiana Fever this year to the United Center. Now, the United Center is the largest stadium in the NBA with almost 21,000 seats, which is more than double where the Sky normally play at Wintrust Arena.
Angel Reese fans were talking real spicy until reality hit like a full-court press. Caitlin Clark's first NBA game against Angel Reese's Chicago Sky sold out in 1 minute faster than a fast break. So was all that trash talk just for clicks? Did Angel Reese's fans fumble the bag? Or is this the ultimate revenge game in the making? Buckle up, because this rivalry is getting juicier than a courtside drama with a mic'd-up ref.
But this game being in the United Center, if you guys did not see, tickets sold out. And tickets sold out in 5 minutes. They sold out in 5 minutes. United Center sold out in a minute. Sorry, not a minute, 5 minutes. A minute. It was a fight even trying to get tickets. Seats kept disappearing. They started $200. Back in 2007, you get season tickets for that price. You can go get season tickets probably a year ago for that price in some teams.
Yes, the Chicago Sky, a professional basketball team, are carelessly clearing out their entire home court to make room for an influx of Indiana Fever supporters. Don't worry, though. Angel Reese is solely to blame. At least that's what her diehard fans want you to think. Given how much credit they're trying to give her, you'd think she personally signed the lease on the new stadium, built the seats, and installed the hoop herself.
Took just 60 seconds, 1 minute, the time it takes to tie a shoelace, pour a cup of coffee, or check a text. That's all the time the Chicago Sky needed to sell out 20,000 tickets for their highly anticipated matchup against the Indiana Fever. And let's not kid ourselves, the reason is as clear as day. Caitlin Clark, from Iowa to Indiana and now to the biggest basketball cities across the country, the Caitlin Clark effect is more than just a catchy phrase. It's a move.
As the inevitable tidal wave of Fever fans descended upon the Sky, the organizers decided to just move, and within a minute and 60 seconds, all of the tickets had been sold out. Meanwhile, Chicago fans, would be scattered everywhere, frantically trying to recall what their own team's logo looked like amidst a sea of Fever jerseys.
Basically, the Sky Fever tickets went on sale at 11 a.m. today for the United Center. This is the game that was changed into the 23,000 people arena, which I think is only 21,500 for games and 23,000 for concerts. But it sold out like that. However,
let's face it, there is only one reason why this crazy is occurring, and it has nothing to do with Angel Reese. The rookie with the golden touch is the one who is genuinely making a difference in women's basketball at the moment. The stadium is crowded as though people weren't actually following the ticket site like it was a shoe drop to catch a peek of Caitlin Clark. But of course the story must be spun by Angel Reese.
5 games against Chicago. That's a huge thing. This league has decided, hey, we know what we have here in this matchup. We know people will watch. And quite frankly, I'm ready to see the Indiana Fever walk the dog some more with the Chicago Sky.
However, don't believe me. Instead, wait until opening day, when the actual show starts. Chicago, the stadium, will be packed with Fever fans who came for one reason, and one reason only: not to support the home team. Meanwhile, fans of Angel Reese will be sitting there squinting, looking for proof that this is somehow related to her. They may say she's motivating the Fever fans or argue that she secretly owns the stadium. Who knows, the mental gymnastics will be Olympic level. Sky players are about to experience what it's like to play an away game in their own city.
Now, people do not realize, there are some Chicago Sky fans. There really are. But as you guys can tell, not every Chicago Sky game will sell out this year, even in their 10,000 seater stadium. Most won't sell out, and the Fever are going to sell out every single game immediately in Cambridge, which is even bigger.
And let's not forget about the real Sky players in all of this. Imagine working hard during the preseason to prepare for a strong home opener only to discover that you'll be fighting for scraps of support in your own building. The PA announcer might as well introduce them as, and now the visitors before tip-off. If this is any indication of how things will go, it's going to be a long night for them and an even longer season. So let's continue acting like this is about Angel Reese. Let's continue to ignore the clear explanation for why people are spending money at historic rates. The excuses will be just as interesting when that stadium is 80% full of Fever fans on opening night. The game itself is eager to listen to them. The Caitlin Clark effect is more than just a catchphrase. It's a comprehensive economic stimulus plan that causes tickets to disappear in a matter of minutes. However, this isn't just the Chicago Sky making money. Even the Atlanta Dream, whose owner had less than glowing things to say about Fever fans, suddenly realized the magic of supply and demand. Arenas suddenly realize they have extra seats lying around somewhere, and team owners who once laughed at the hype are now throwing a lavish party.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we choose to deceive. And what I am talking about is the Atlanta Dream. Now, if that WNBA team seems to ring a bell, a big ding, ding bell right in your ear hole, it's because of the drama that happened last season. Came out and said, nah, Caitlin Clark effect. Caitlin Clark fans, nah. Everybody remember that shade she decided to throw at the fans, that disrespect? Anybody forget that? Well, my goodness. There we are right there. Atlanta Dream under fire after co-owners Caitlin Clark fan comments and Sky disrespect. And it was about, here we go. That ain't a representation of us, said about Clark fans. Y'all not like us. They not like.
You see, initially, the Dream was happy to play in their small, intimate arena where they could maintain a certain level of exclusivity, like a members-only club for those who believe Caitlin Clark's success is merely a media fabrication. However, when the Fever hit town and the demand for tickets looked like a Beyoncé World Tour presale, reality hit them square in the face, and the Dream had a miraculous epiphany. Wait a minute, we can make more money. Suddenly, a team that had previously dismissed the Fever and their F upgraded to a larger stadium more quickly. When your entire brand revolves around, we're not Indiana, but please come watch us play Indiana. You take what you can get. In contrast, the Chicago Sky, who at this point should just rename themselves the Caitlin Clark Stock Exchange, are leading the charge in making money off the phenomenon. They're selling out faster than a celebrity apology after a bad tweet. And let's be honest, they need it.
There's no doubt that this game is going to sell out. It is like the hot ticket of the season. And incidentally, it is going to break the record for the biggest crowd of a WNBA season.
Additionally, there is the ongoing subplot involving a certain person who simply cannot stand that all of this attention isn't focused on her. Oh, yes, every time Caitlin Clark makes headlines, someone else abruptly has a lot to say about how she is ignored, disrespected, or underappreciated despite receiving more media attention than any other second-round draft pick in recent memory. It's really amazing. One would think that a player who is so driven to prove herself would concentrate on winning games rather than maintaining a running total numerous perceived slights while teams throughout the league are busy rearranging seats or moving mountains to fit the Caitlin Clark craze. Some individuals are still acting as though it doesn't exist. This is the true comedy here. It takes mental acrobatics to disregard an entire the Caitlin Clark effect is happening whether people like it or not. And denying it now would be like trying to argue that the sky isn't blue while standing outside on a clear day. High economic shift in women's basketball could qualify for an Olympic event, but let's not ruin the story with facts. The ratings for television the jersey purchases are genuine, and some players are too preoccupied to make fun of Clark's accomplishments. Remarks that their own teams are subtly expressing gratitude to her for the higher revenue.
Before Caitlin Clark went to the WNBA, the average attendance was 6,109. And then during her rookie year, the average attendance was 15,746, which is a 157.7% increase. We have talked about the Caitlin Clark effect many times on this channel, but I thought that this graphic alone, when you talk about the impact that she has had on the league and specifically the Indiana Fever.
The WNBA doesn't want fans of the Indiana Fever, which is cute, but when it comes time to move games to larger arenas, more people want to watch Caitlin Clark than anything else that was scheduled that night. The hypocrisy is absurd. One minute it's, oh no, Caitlin Clark's fans are ruining the WNBA experience. And then it's, wait, why is she the only one filling seats? Meanwhile, over in Chicago, Angel Reese is performing in what can only be described as a witness protection program that is unmatched in what empty seats ticket gives away the ability to exist without anyone noticing. It's almost as though people don't care about triple singles and off-court theatrics when they could be watching basketball in real life.
I can't believe that's real, folks. I can't believe this shit's real. From a professional player.
If this league really didn't want to profit from Clark Mania, they wouldn't be rescheduling games, moving them to NBA arenas, and watching ticket prices skyrocket because one player showed up and made the sport relevant. But let's pretend that this is just a media conspiracy, and not the reality that Caitlin Clark is doing things that no one has ever seen before while Angel Reese is just existing. In the meantime, Reese's fans are out there attempting to convince the world that they should care more than her defense. Oh, but it would be unjust because the arena is full when Caitlin performs, and Angel's performance is a fantastic chance for a quiet, private meditation session in a deserted stadium. But it's not her fault, is it? It's those skewed WNBA fans, the same ones that seem to admire Caitlin Clark primarily because of some grand plot rather than because she plays good.
I shouldn't be surprised, and yet I'm still surprised because Indiana Fever preseason, not even like preseason, exhibition game with the Indiana Fever going to play the Brazilian national team at Cover Hockey Arena, Caitlin's college facility, sold out. They went on sale this morning at 9 a.m. for Fever season ticket holders, Iowa donors, and Iowa season ticket holders for women's basketball. And then general admission was supposed to go on sale tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm hearing rumblings of maybe scalpers got in, the secondary market is already crazy.
If things continue this way, Angel Reese Games may start giving away door prizes to entice people inside. Perhaps a free sandwich, a gas card, or a discount. Something has to be given because everything else is to blame, but my routine isn't selling tickets. Don't worry, though. I'm confident that things will change quickly. People will suddenly decide they enjoy pointless drama and post-game soliloquies about how difficult it is to be a superstar in a league that hardly acknowledges your existence. The WNBA may be hypocritical, but at least it knows where the money is. So it will continue to act as though it doesn't want Fever fans while ensuring that Caitlin Clark's games are the biggest event in town until then. At this point, you would think that after all that talk, all that bravado, and all that chest-thumping, Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed queen of the court, would be out there dominating with ease. Instead, she's out there bricking shots like she's trying to build affordable housing, but there's still a growing army of truth deniers who claim she's improved this season. Improved at what? Participation on social media.
When she was on TV, 89,000. It's the worst rated game they've had.
Angel's capacity to disgrace herself and her teammates in stunning ways is the only thing that sets these games apart from the others that we're seeing. Don't tell her admirers that they're too busy writing essays about how she's becoming better at her game and skills when she makes blunders like missed layups, turnovers, and defensive breakdowns that would make James Harden blush. Yes, progress is being made if we're talking about shots that somehow never seem to go in the basket. But let's not forget about the body language, the frustration, the exaggerated reactions to every missed call, and the death stares she gives teammates who dare to exist. She has that unique look that makes it seem like everyone else is to blame but hers. It's not the same as competing against the best in the WNBA, but let's keep acting like her 14 points and undeniable efficiency in an exhibition game are evidence of her impending greatness. She has one of the worst self-awareness droughts in basketball history, and yet her fans are out there acting like she's about to have an MVP season.
We've got to be completely honest here. It is a league first and foremost, and the most important thing is that the league long-term is going to be profitable, or at least it looks like it has the potential to be. Otherwise, once that TV deal is done in 3 years, it's over. And right now, this has not been the greatest look in the world for Unrivaled.
Let's continue to act as though her 14 points and unquestionable efficiency in an exhibition game are proof of her future greatness, even though it's not the same as playing against the greatest in the WNBA. Her admirers act as though she is about to have an MVP season, despite the fact that she is experiencing one of the worst self-awareness droughts in basketball history. The club is going to the playoffs. Picture the scene. In the paint, Aaliyah Boston catches a pass. Approval roars, stadium erupts when Caitlin Clark drains a deep three. Angel Reese gets a layup from crickets. Or perhaps a little sardonic applause, the entire event will feel less like a home opening and more like a very forceful takeover from the few diehard Chicago fans who haven't come to terms with their fate yet. The Sky should be defending their turf, but they may have to file a noise complaint instead.
You can see Coach Keith Porter is there. He is ready to take Caitlin Clark's game to the next level. They're working on a lot of finishes in this video, a lot of finishes at the rim, and maybe some different finishes that we didn't see from her in the 2024 season.
Honestly, there isn't much for Chicago fans to cheer for at the moment. This is a team that hardly has a personality, much less a championship path, but at least they have someone who can make headlines, not for real on-court excellence, but for keeping the internet entertained. Get ready, Chicago fans. Caitlin Clark is set to take over the city, and boy, it will be great if you enjoyed it. Additionally, subscribe to see more videos today.